this light. Hopefully the light changes.
Yeah, because sometimes
It doesn't.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, there we are. Hey, family. That is weird.
Hey, fam.
Love, if you can't share it, because I couldn't.
Gotcha.
Hey, family. Good to see y'all. Listen, I know it's 6 o'clock and I'm drinking coffee.
I'll be up all
night. But even if that was the case, it'd be all right because I can watch some Korean dramas. You know, that time is my time. All right, y'all, welcome. Listen, I don't have my merch on. It's cold.
Oh, you showed up?
I showed up. I came from the park and sat in front of the camera. My bad, y'all. Forgive me. But y'all know the assignment is understood. You already know that. But listen, first off, Father, I thank you for this beautiful, beautiful day, for allowing us to do story time one more time. Father, we pray that your people will be encouraged, uplifted, and may you give us wisdom and understanding. Help us to understand your word in the right context as we read it. In Yahweh's name we pray. Amen. Amen. That was funny because I wasn't going into the prayer, but it went into the prayer.
We didn't pray.
We didn't pray. But nevertheless, we want to welcome everybody to Story Time. Story Time. Story Time. If you don't know who I am, I'm Bonnie G, in the place to be.
Hey.
And like I always say, wherever the Ruach is, I just want to, listen, call my name so I can tell you I am present, okay?
Present.
Right here in the building. And if you don't know who she is, which you should, but nevertheless, she is, come on, get it together. All right? She is Auntie Shelly on the beat. That's right, y'all know we no longer do it for ourselves, but we do it for our community. Hashtag community minded. I want to let y'all in a little inside joke right here. Y'all know when I go up bump and I close my hand on that last clap, it's to because that mess hurt. You know what I'm saying? It be stinging. It be stinging. So it's to cool it down. That's a fun fact. It's a fun fact. So, nevertheless, though, it's still the bump. You see that? You saw that? It's me cooling it down. Nevertheless, y'all, as always, before we dive into the book of Shemu'el, Rayshon, we're going to hit you with, now unto him that is able to keep you from falling. Right? Come on, Jude. Listen, this is Ruach all day. Because that just came out. Now, let's follow us to the book of Jude. Now, we're only going to read the first chapter. And I like this chapter. You know, you don't need to go no further than the first chapter
of Jude
because it's just so power packed. So now unto him that is able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy, to the only wise Elohim, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, both now and ever. Amen.
That was verse 24 and 25.
Thank you.
Who didn't catch it right there.
That's right. Only in the first chapter. Don't go any further. With that being said, y'all, we want to welcome you all to the to Story Time. And I see we have 11 on. Listen, log into your YouTube, your Gmail, whatever, and get into this chat so we can learn together. Hey, Uncle Warren G. Not to be confused with LBC. But look, we're reading from the Sefer, okay? We purchased this bad boy, and boy, it's heavy, from Sefer.net, not .com, because it ain't going to be there. But what we didn't do is pay full price.
No.
It ain't against the Torah. It's just against common sense, because there's a discount for you. All right, so if you want to buy you a Sefer, please type in Story Time. Remember the O in the word story is actually a 0 because we thought we was doing something. And the E in the word time is actually a 3 as a reminder to going back to the covenant because, bam, the assignment is understood all day. With that being said, Auntie Shelly on the beat. Go ahead and bring the people up.
Okay, we're going to bring you up to speed right quick because I know y'all want to get into the reading. We are in Shemu'el Rishon, which is just
Rashon.
1 Samuel, because we just like how that sounds.
It just sounds real ethnic.
And we are going to start at chapter 7, but a quick recap. Yesterday,
It
a
went down.
little brother by the name of Naval
Ooh,
got a little bit too smart with David. Because remember, now David is on the run from Shaul.
Yes.
And so he gets to somewhere by Naval where Naval stays, and he send someone to Naval and says, while we were with you, we protected you. We made sure nobody came near your stuff, and we ourselves took nothing from you. He says, now we're in need of some food and stuff.
Yes, he said.
Please give us whatever you can. He didn't even ask for anything specific.
That's a good
child. Naval acting a fool. Talking about, who are you?
And his name mean fool.
Yeah. Who are you? I don't know you. Who is Jesse? And we know
don't
Jesse
get at my
is
daddy.
his dad. Who is Jesse? Oh.
Ooh, that was the straw that broke.
That got back to David. David said, come on. Ain't nobody gonna be left by the time we done. But Naval's wife, Abigail, we're gonna call her Abigail. Her name is a little bit more complicated.
She added tonight.
She heard about it because she didn't know David came. She got all kind of food ready.
Oh, yes, she did.
Sent it ahead of her. Then here come David. And she's like, please forgive us. I didn't know this was going down. My husband is the son of Baal.
Yep.
I'm not. Basically, she was saying, he the son of Baal. I'm not. I serve Yahuwah. I know who you are. You are the next king. Please forgive us. And David said, you know what? I'm going to back off. I'm
he liked what she said, I tell you that.
Well, no, what was his name? Nabal got drunk. So he was drunk. She got home. He drunk. She said, I ain't even going to tell him nothing. He woke up and found out he was this close to death. If it wasn't for her. Then what did he?
Yeah, and then
he had 10 days. Him or something. 10 days.
So he was already close to death.
Yep, he had 10 days and he didn't repent. He didn't do nothing. Yahuwah took him out, David. David's hands clean.
David's like, I love when you move, Father. I love when you move like
that. But
I
tell you one thing, David swooped in and took Abigail to be his wife.
Sure did.
Quick and in a hurry. And some other girl. What was her name? Here you go.
Yeah.
Onnn.
There you go. He snatched her up too. He said, what? But wait, there's more. That's what he said. He said there was a whole but wait in his spirit. There's one more. And he snatched her.
2 wives. Well, really, technically 3, but not because Saul had took Michelle and gave her to somebody else.
Yeah.
So, but still, he got 2 wives.
Right.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is a blessing.
I don't know what's gonna happen later on, but now
I ain't trying to be messy.
He got 2 wives.
That's a lot. Okay. I know as a wife myself, I'm one.
Y'all know who the Hebrews are. Ain't nobody trying to play that.
I wish Abram would. Right? And then again, he wished Lavan would, right?
And so now we have Shaul again looking for David after he already said we cool.
He sure did.
Because David could have killed him the first time. We all remember when he cut the piece of his robe off.
Kingly robe.
And said, I was this close to you. I could have killed you, but I didn't. Why are you? So I was like, I'm sorry. So my son come to me. But David was smart. David was like, you just going back out. I'm cool. This time, Saul thought he was a little bit slicker. He's not in a cave. He's in a trench. And he got all his men surrounded him, making sure you ain't coming next to me no more. Child, Yahuwah put a deep sleep on there.
Knocked out.
David went in there, took the spear.
Yes, he did.
And something else.
And they watered, like the thing that he keeps.
Yep.
He might have been parched throughout the night.
And then he calls out to the captain of the guard, the captain of Shaul's guard, and said, dude, you ain't worthy. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But basically, he said, you ain't worthy of your job.
He said, you ain't
even protecting the king. What? Oh, what? And he's showing, so I got your spear and I got your little water cruise thing. Now Saul's like, oh, I'm sorry again. They were like, yeah, nah, but I ain't going back with you.
Listen, when a person show you who they are, David, I tell you what, he believed Saul. He was like, I see you, Father, but I'm gonna move accordingly.
Because David probably found out you tried to kill Jonathan.
Right.
So you know what? That's your son.
And that's your son, yeah.
Ain't no way.
No way.
If you say we cool, but
we're gonna be cool from a distance.
I'm gonna live over here. So you can go back over there. Going back to where you was.
Well,
and I think that's where
that's it. Oh, that was such a good recap. All right, 27, y'all. Let's dive in. All right. And David said in his heart, I shall now perish one day by the hand of Shemu'el. There is nothing better for me than that I should speedily escape into the land of the Philistines. And Shemu'el shall despair of me, to seek me any more in any coast of Yasharel. So shall I escape out of his hand. And David arose, and he passed over with the 600 men that were with him unto Achish, the son of Maoch, king of Gath. And David dwelt with Achish at Gath, he and his men, every man with his household, even David with his 2 women. Achinoam, the Israelite.
It's definitely not Israelite.
Okay. Yisrael. Okay. So it's Yisrael. I don't know what nationality that is. And Abigail, because that's her name today, because she ain't gonna have me stuttering. She from Carmel.
Yep.
Okay. Nabal's woman. Listen, we know who she from. Shots fired, I tell you that. And it was told Shemu'el that David was fled to Gath, and he sought no more again for him.
Now, wait, isn't Gath
the
where
land
Goliath is from?
Uh-huh. That's what
now
he said.
Now you know it's bad.
Because so Saul been fighting with them. So he said, if I live in the land.
Oh yeah, the Philistines, they not going to, Saul ain't coming for me. Yeah, he's not going to come for me.
Yeah, as long as I get out of, Yasharel.
Because Saul knows David is the real warrior of the bunch. He said, if he's siding with our enemies, I'm cool. But you're siding with the enemy. Come on, David. You're going to live with the enemy. You and your wives.
But is this David, or is this the Most High putting this in David's heart as a strategy?
We shall see. But you're going in with the enemy.
All right. Verse 5. And David said unto Achish, if I have now found grace in your eyes, let them give me a place in some town in the country, that I may dwell there. For why should your servant dwell in the royal city with you? Then Achish gave him Siklag that day. Wherefore Siklag pertains unto the king of Yehudah unto this day. And the time that David dwelt in the country of the Philistines was a full year and 4 months.
But this is very smart of David. David is telling the king, I'll go live somewhere else. Why should I live in the royal city? Because he's letting them know, I'm not after your throne.
Yep.
I'm not after your throne, because that could easily go wrong because you killed Goliath.
Right, it go left.
And the deal was, whoever killed Goliath, you serve me. Remember?
Yeah.
But David never made the Philistines serve him. So technically, he could have just sat on that throne because it's his.
But Yahuwah,
but he didn't.
He's tell him to sit on that throne.
He's moving like real stealth mode, like, I don't want your throne. Just send me somewhere else. I don't even need to live where the kings live.
That is so good. I mean, besides the 2 wives that he didn't snatch up. I guess one wasn't enough, but that ain't my business. That ain't none of our business. All right, but anything anything that I'm pulling from it is the humility and the obedience.
Yes.
That David is carrying out and showing us today.
Yeah. He said, I ain't trying to take nothing that belongs to nobody else.
All right, verse 8. And David and his men went up and invaded the Geshurim and the Gizream and the Amalekites, for those nations was of old the inhabitants of the land. As you go to Shur, even unto the land of Mithraim. And David smote the land and left neither man, woman alive, and took away the sheep and the oxen and the asses and the camels and the apparel, and returned and came to Achish. And Achish said, whither have ye made a road today? And David said, against the south of Yehuda, and against the south of Yagme, Elim, and against the south of Canaim. And David saved neither man nor woman alive, to bring tidings to Gath. Very smart. Saying, lest they should tell on us, saying, so did David, and so will be his manner all the while he dwells in the country of the Philistines. So I think what he's saying is, I don't want them to think we're going to do this to him.
Yes.
To the people of Gath.
And it's some gossip going around. Yeah.
So let me bring these tidings to the king. So you know, I ain't
let me tell him.
Mm-hmm. And Achish believed David, saying, he has made his people Yasharel utterly to abhor him. Therefore he shall be my servant forever.
So now the king thinks David his people hate him, and so I'm cool. I'll take him.
I'll take him.
He winning all these wars for me. I'll take him.
He's like, you know what?
I
see no fault. 28. And it came to pass in those days that the Philistines gathered their armies together for warfare to fight with Yasharel. And Achish said unto David, know you as assuredly that you shall go out with me to battle, you and your men. And David said to Achish, surely you shall know what your servant can do. I know that's right. And Achish said to David, therefore will I make you keeper of my head forever.
In other words, the king said, you're my guard.
First off, I'm thinking that, so y'all think David's going to fight against his own people? Because I thought he was going to say, surely, I thought he was going to say, surely you know that you know what I can do. Like, I'm not doing that.
I can't fight against my people.
Not my people. One, if y'all think he going to fight against his own. Two, if you think he ain't. All right. Now Shemu'el was dead, and all Yasharel had lamented him and buried him in Ramah, even in his own city. And Shaul had put away those that had familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. And the Philistines gathered themselves together and came and pitched in Shunem. And Shaul gathered all Yasharel together, and they pitched in Gilboa. And when Shaul saw the host of the Philistine, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled. And when Shaul inquired of Yahuwah, Yahuwah answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urims, nor by prophets or angels.
Yahuwah is saying nothing to Shaul because they don't have a relationship. You broke that relationship.
You broke it.
You can't just call me when you want to.
You're not. Hey, Auntie. So we are in 1 Samuel 28, and we are on 7th verse. Okay. Then said Shaul unto his servants, seek me a woman that has a familiar spirit. Didn't you just put them all out? All right. Then said Shaul unto his servants, seek me a woman that has a familiar spirit, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that has a familiar spirit at Deor.
Yeah, like you said, he just put them out, but he know they still there. That if you want them to look for one, you know there's still some in hiding somewhere. And you know they ain't left.
And this is also you telling on yourself where your spirit is, where your spirit man is. Because you said, well, you know what? Y'all ain't talking to me. I'm going to go find my own answer.
Else. Yep.
I'm going to find my own answer. Yep. She says now he's going, Auntie Kim, she says now he getting into witchcraft.
Yep.
Auntie Carolyn said he's looking for a witch.
He's seeking it out.
Yep. That's it. This man. Ooh.
And you notice they know where one is.
Somebody's always going to know what's not good for you, where you can find it.
Where you can find it.
If he said, somebody find me a prophet of Yahuwah, I'm sure it would have took some time.
Yeah.
But anything bad, evil, Hasatan going to open that door quick.
Oh, it's down the street.
He down the street, make a left.
Yep.
It's funny because that's always the thing with our people.
Yeah.
That's just like how when we grow up, we don't speak Spanish, but we can tell you all the Spanish curse words.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any
That
language.
is so true.
Any Germany. I found out what shyster was, okay? And I still remember it.
Oh, is that a cuss word?
Sugar, honey, iced tea.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
But we know, I can tell you what it is in Korean, okay?
Well, that I understand why you could say that.
But I won't. But I'm just saying, we don't know but we know all the bad stuff.
No.
We know all, and someone's always leading to teach us the bad stuff.
Yep. And if we don't know, we know somebody that do.
Yep.
Be like,
we know where to go. Yep. We know where to go.
Yep.
Boy. All right, verse 7. Nope. I'm
8.
I'm making sure y'all paying attention. Y'all are. Y'all so good. All right. And Shemu'el disguised himself and put on another raiment. And he went, and 2 men with him. And they came to the woman by night. And he said, I pray you, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto you. And the woman said unto him, behold, you know what Shemu'el has done, how he has cut off those that have familiar spirits, and the wizard out of the land. Wherefore then lay you a snare for my life, to cause me to die? And Shemu'el sworn 7 oaths to her by Yahuwah, saying, as Yahuwah lives, there shall no punishment happen to you for this thing.
That is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. I ain't gonna do nothing to you if you bring up the ghost of Christmas past.
Right, I'm not. But no,
Yahuwah my witness. Yahuwah is my witness. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. You swore by his name
to another idol, basically.
Mm-hmm. You took it in vain.
Yeah,
that's the example of taking his name in vain.
Useless. And this is crazy because you went at night.
Because
you already in the wrong.
You already know it's wrong too.
You already know.
You already know. And you was disguised.
So you already know. We are in 28 chapter 28, and we are verse 11. All right. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up unto you? And he said, bring me up Shemu'el. Oh.
Because remember Samuel, he's dead.
Yes.
So he's saying, because he's not there to talk to him.
Because he can't get nothing from Yahuwah. Mm-hmm. So he's saying, hey, I need you to conjure up the spirit of Shemu'el.
Yeah, bring him back from the dead. But remember, Shemu'el couldn't talk to him no more. Hasn't talked to him all this time when he told him you're king no more. Remember?
You're absolutely
he
right.
wouldn't talk to him no more. So why are you calling him up?
And now you're making him an idol.
Yes. You say Yahuwah ain't asked me go get Samuel.
I need you to conjure up the spirit of Shemu'el. Oh, wow.
But don't you remember Shemu'el spoke in the name of Yahuwah? You ain't thinking all that. You just being stupid right now.
Well, I don't know if Shemu'el gonna show up. But I guess we're gonna find out together. And bring me up Shemu'el. And when the woman saw Shemu'el, she cried with a loud voice, and the woman spoke to Shemu'el, saying, why have you deceived me? For you are Shemu'el. And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what saw you? And the woman said unto Shemu'el, I saw Elohim ascending out of the earth.
Small e.
And he said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man comes up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Shemu'el perceived that it was Shemu'el. And he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself.
Okay, y'all, look at this.
What in the spirit is going on right here?
I remember this now. We were going through this in Bible study one night, and I was like, did he really see him? But now I'm noticing little things. First of all, it's a small e.
It is. And it's she saw it.
Yes, she saw it.
And she's of that witchcraft divine. So you connected to
And you're saying I
Whatever.
saw Elohim ascend. He said, what does he look like? He looked like an old man with a small, remember it's a small E, which means I saw a demon. I didn't see the real thing. That's capital E.
Absolutely.
And he looked like an old man with a mantle. In other words, he looked like a prophet.
He looked like a prophet.
He looks like a prophet.
What do you mean by mantle?
That's what they remember. They had like that little thing. I think that's the mantle. Like remember you see pictures. They have robes and they have this thing over them.
Oh,
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is so.
It's something that
crazy.
prophets wore. Because I believe when Elijah was going on his way to get in the chariot, he did something with his mantle. Like he struck some water. Something he did. But it's something prophets wore.
Oh, okay.
It's something prophets wore.
This is so crazy because listen, this is so crazy because again, I mean, you can look at it and say, okay, well, you got to be so careful, right? First off, the state you are, the mental state you are in. You got to know what spiritual state you're in. Because if you just saying, if you're being impatient and not waiting on Yahuwah to speak, regardless if he upset with you or whatever the case may be, if you didn't repent or whatever, and you just say, fine, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask my friend because she go to church, and if you got to be careful what these people bring up before you.
Yeah, and you got to listen to what people say. You're saying that must be Samuel,
right?
So I said, "Oh, that must be Samuel," because now you all into the witchcraft. They done drew you in.
That's right. You didn't walk in. Go ahead.
But you remember? I don't know if you remember. You probably do. It was when we did Enoch discussion. And you showed us that video of with like the I believe it was Satanist people. And the one guy said that the witch that he talked to, a lot of her customers and clients were church people.
Yeah,
because they were impatient.
That's right.
Yep.
So they know what they're getting into.
Yes.
But you got to. The thing is, their heart was never in the right place.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
And you see it.
That's right.
They were never connected.
Like
those are the people who hold the Most High as a lucky charm.
Yes.
And they feel like, oh well, this ain't working, so let me try
answering,
this.
So I go somewhere else.
And that is so true. And he's referring to, if you go on YouTube, it's an ex-Satanist, and he used to
earthquake something.
Yeah, and he used to conjure up, you know, when the church people come in and put spells on members. They were his custom. It's crazy.
Like he was into it.
He was into it.
He
like
was
drinking
like
blood, the whole thing.
Earthquake Kelly. I can't remember the first name, but it's Earthquake Kelly.
So check that out and you see
his whole little testimony.
Yeah, it is what it is.
That's just what we're looking at right here.
Exactly.
Saul saying, "Oh, that must," and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself like.
And bowed it.
Now you bow.
Now you open yourself to it.
And you even think this is Samuel, and you're bowing yourself down. You know it's not Yah.
You know it's not. You know it's not. Auntie Kim, I wish I could pronounce that first word, but I'm gonna go to
necromancy.
Okay, thank you. Say it again.
Necromancy.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
That's when you astral project your body somewhere else.
Oh.
That's what like witches and stuff do. And then they also do it with like crows and stuff like that. Oh. So like they use crows as surveillance.
Come on and learn together with me, okay? She said, really, dude? And how do we really know it's Shemu'el?
We know, they just thinking it is.
Yep. Wow. All right, where we at?
15. And
Shemu'el said to El Shaul, and remember, it's not an El Shemu'el. And Shemu'el said to El Shaul, why have you disquieted me to bring me up? And Shaul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and Elohim is departed from me, and answers me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called you, that you make me known unto me what I shall do. Is this the real Shemu'el, y'all?
You gotta keep reading.
Okay. Then said Shemu'el, wherefore then do you ask of me, seeing Yahuwah is departed from you, and is become your enemy? And Yahuwah has done to him as he spoke by me. For Yahuwah has rent the kingdom out of your hand, and given it to your neighbor, even to David. because you obeyed not the voice of Yahuwah, nor executed his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore has Yahuwah done this thing unto you this day. Moreover, Yahuwah will also deliver Yasharel with you into the hand of the Philistines, and tomorrow shall you and your sons be with me.
Oh man.
Yahuwah also shall deliver the host of Yasharel into the hand of the Philistines. Then Shaul fell straightway all along on the earth, and was so afraid because the words of Shemu'el, and there was no strength in him. For he had eaten no bread all day, nor all the night. Oh, this is the real Shemu'el.
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Because remember, demons have to tell the truth if Yahuwah tells them to.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have to tell the truth. So, was it him? Was it not? But leading up to it, it's a demon. Like
because it did say idol and Elohim.
And they're perceiving, oh, this must be him, and then so if you think it's Samuel and it starts to talk, and because remember, Saul don't even know what the guy looks like. The witch said, "I see an old man,
yes,
who looked like a prophet with a mantle." Yep. Now,
verse 14,
Yahuwah could have said, "Go down and tell that boy something." It could be an angel dressed up like Samuel. It could be like I said, a demon.
And she says, "I saw
that's
Elohim,
working with her. Yeah,
little e, ascending out of the earth, though.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like one that just appeared before you.
Yeah, but remember,
what is this coming?
Sheol is not. Remember, Sheol is not empty. Sheol is. Don't always think of Sheol as hell, because remember that's where Adam is chilling. That's true. Remember that's where Mashiach had to go and get him. Mm-hmm. So that's the holding tank.
Okay,
yeah. But it's divided.
Yes,
it's divided.
Evil and righteous and
because hell is the judgment place.
Right.
Yes.
So right. Thank you. So it's divided. So some people is just chilling, waiting on Mashiach, and then the other half is being tortured.
That's very absolutely.
So it's all under everybody in Sheol.
Gotcha.
What part of it are you in?
Yes.
So you're gonna come up.
Yes. And I can't think of what book that you guys can find that information, but we did read it. I don't know if it was the Ascension of Isaiah, or it might have been what's his name?
It wasn't Bartholomew.
It was the one with the two brothers or the two guys, right?
That's Bartholomew, right?
No,
the ones who were
resurrected.
Tried to go up with Enoch.
Yeah. Oh, it was what's his name? Guys. It was the guy that said. I find no fault.
That's Pilate. Oh, was it in his?
It was in his.
Oh,
it was on his. So. It was in his. Yeah. Either way, it's being. We read it. Okay, so it's somewhere on Storytime platform. Mm-hmm. Auntie Kim says, I really feel like it's a demon. Shemu'el has no reason to talk to him, and that's so
and he
true
ain't talked to him the whole time.
And it would be disobedient because the Most High told him not to. Mm-hmm. I'm rocking with your idea too.
Yeah, because we think we think demons, we automatically think liars.
Yes,
but it's not always like that.
That's true.
It's not always like that because they got to tell the truth sometimes.
Yeah, and then Saul pretty much said that he had his people look for somebody to conjure up familiar spirits.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
So that's what he got.
Yes.
But
a familiar spirit.
Yeah. So it had the essence of
Shemu'el. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why her reaction was what it was, because that's how,
because she wait, what's going on?
Yeah, she was scared.
Because I'm really a phony. But it's a whole real spirit coming up.
And it scared her.
It
was kind of like the reaction of death and Sheol when
yeah.
When
Mashiach came through what the
Yes.
No.
How you get down here?
He was mad
at Hasatan.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a question. Our Uncle Derry Black, listen, you're an uncle. Unless you're older than me, then you're a brother. But Uncle Jerry Black, he says, "Hey, hi, could you explain that part about hell, about Sheol being a holding place?" Yeah.
So before Mashiach came and paid for our sins, everyone went to Sheol, but it's divided. And Mashiach tells a story about the rich man who went to the other side and was trying to, the rich man and the poor man. There's a parable about it. But Sheol is basically below. It's a holding tank. So, and there's a great chasm in between. So if you're the righteous, you're on one side where Adam is, where Adam and Kuai is.
John the Baptist was there.
John the Baptist there. If you're righteous, you're on that side. Then there's a great big cavern. If you're unrighteous, you're on the other side and you're being tortured. But you can see the righteous on the other side. You can see that they're not being tortured. So that was his question, right?
No, that's her. That's her.
Okay.
I'm laughing because she said, "Hi, I'm Auntie."
Oh, okay.
Well, hi, Auntie Jerry.
Yeah, so it's split into two.
Oh, and I wish I knew that.
And she may know the parable about, you remember, I don't want to say his name was Lazarus, but I don't think that was his name. No, Lazarus was the other guy. But remember the poor man? I think maybe his name was Lazarus. He was a poor man, and then there was a rich man. And they was like pretty much dogging Lazarus, and Lazarus died and went to, they called it at the time like paradise, I think. And then the mean person, he died and went to the wrong side. But he saw Lazarus. He said, "Please just send him to dip his finger in some water." And he said, nope. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't, because there's this great big chasm in between, and they can't pass. And he said, "Please, then send him to my brothers so that they won't come down." And they said, "Nope. If your brothers don't believe the law and the prophets, sorry for them." And I'm paraphrasing, of course. And you might remember that account from Mashiach.
And if I can ever find it again, I'll make sure I can type it, because type that book. Or if anyone of you all know what book that was, where it went deeply into, like, it showed you a whole picture of Sheol and who all was on there. It was the righteous, those that was asleep for the longest time that was there. We found out John the Baptist was preparing either way. I want to say it was the ascension of Isaiah.
I want to say it too.
I want to say it was the ascension of Isaiah, because it went into Pilate and went into a whole lot of stuff.
Because I think Pilate was the one with when the two came up from being resurrected.
That's the ones that's telling the story.
Yeah.
Those are the ones. Those are the ones.
So that's it.
So it's Pilate.
It's Pilate.
So look on Storytime and whatever book. I don't know. I think it's Pilate something. But yeah, it shows a detailed story of what Sheol looks like. I mean, we were blown away reading it. All right, we're gonna get back into it. Rich man asked for just a drop of water. Listen.
And they said, "Nope,
can't get it." All right, thank you, Auntie, for asking that question. Where are we?
21.
And the woman came unto Shemu'el and saw that he was sore troubled, and said unto him, "Behold, your handmaid hath obeyed your voice, and I have put my life in my hand, and have hearkened unto your words which you spoke unto me. Now therefore, I pray you, hearken also unto the voice of your handmaid, and let me set a morsel of bread before you, and eat, that you may have strength when you go on your way. No way am I eating from a witch." But he refused and said, "I will not eat." But his servants together with the woman compelled him, and he hearkened unto their voice. So he arose from the earth and sat upon the bed. And the woman had a fat calf in the house, and she hasted and killed it, and took flour and kneaded it, and did bake matzah.
Had the nerve to make unleavened bread. Go ahead.
Thereof. And she brought it before Shemu'el. They must have had a pressure cooker. And before his servants, and they did eat. Then they rose up and went away that night.
But
Lolo said, a witch always offering some food.
always. But remember, this witch is scared. And she wants to make sure Saul just got some bad news. She want to make sure she don't end up dead when this thing is over. So I'm finna be your best friend. You need some food?
Listen, I'm telling you.
She like, I just got shook up too.
I dotted my I and crossed my T. It ain't on
me.
me.
I'm finna survive this. Saul's he tried to kill his own son. Ain't no telling what he gonna do to me.
But she said, let me remind you what you said. All right, chapter 29. Now the Philistines gathered together all their armies to Aphat. And Yasharel pitched by a fountain which is in Yisrael. And the St0ryTim3, which is those who are among their peers, of the Philistines, passed on by hundreds and by thousands. But David and his men passed on in the rearward with Achish. Then said the princes of the Philistine, what do this Hebrew here? What do these Hebrew here? And Achish said unto the princes of the Philistine, is not this David the servant of Shemu'el, the king of Yasharel, which has been with me these days or these years? And I have found no fault in him since he fell unto me unto this day. And the princes of the Philistines were wroth with him. And the princes of the Philistines said unto him, make this fellow return, that he may go again to his place which you have appointed him. And let him not go down with us to battle, lest in the battle he be an adversary to us. For wherewith should he reconcile himself unto his Adonai? Should it not be with the heads of these men? Is not this David, of whom they sang one to another in dances, saying, Shaul slew his thousands, and David his 10,000s? Then Achish called David and said unto him, surely as Yahuwah lives, you have been upright, and your going out and your coming in with me in the host is good in my sight. For I have not found evil in you since the day of your coming unto me unto this day. Nevertheless, those that are among our peers, that's the St0ryTim3, I can't say that word, favored you not. Wherefore now return and go in peace, that you displease not the people that of the land of the Philistines, that live in the land of the Philistines. And this, I thank Yah for that, because I was like, I really didn't want
that's what I'm thinking. Yah is getting him out of that.
Didn't want you to fight your own people. All right. And David said unto Achish, but what have I done? And what have you found in your service so long as I have been with you unto this day? Again, reminding you that he lived in the land for 1 year and 4 months.
Yes.
So long as I have been with you unto this day, that I may not go fight against the enemies of my Adonai the king. And Achish answered and said to David, I know that you are good in my sight, as an angel of Elohim, capital E, have said. As the angel of Elohim, notwithstanding the princes of the Philistines, have said, he shall not go up with us to the battle. Wherefore now, rise up early in the morning with your Adonai servant that are come with you. And as soon as ye be up early in the morning and have light, depart. So David and his men rose up early to depart in the morning, to return into the land of the Philistines. And the Philistines went up to Yisrael.
So Yah is taking care of the problem. He's
did.
You are not, because remember, the prophecy already is Saul's going to die.
Yes.
As soon as Saul dies, David is officially the king. You can't
be fighting.
Come on, you can't. And the Philistines are now you're in. Now, what you gonna do? Tell Yasharel you their king and you fighting for the Philistines?
Yeah, it just ain't
not
mathing.
A good look.
It ain't mathing.
But the Philistines are smart. They're like, look, that's David.
Mm-hmm.
We know who he is.
Right.
We ain't stupid. Nah, he ain't coming with us.
Tell him to go back.
What if he, oh
Make
no,
it
I
right.
can't do this. What if he pray and he good and nah, then he gonna be our enemy. Nah, and he's at the rear ward, which means he's behind us and his men, which
All of
means
us
we
are
can
little-
be trapped.
Mhm.
Oh no, he got to go.
That's smart. Chapter 30. And it came to pass when David and his men were come to Ziklag on the third day, that the Amalekites had invaded Negev and Ziklag and smited Ziklag and burned it with fire.
These people is like barbaric. So whoever invaded, who they
It's
said
Amalekites
yeah,
and Ziklag.
they heard David and the king was gone, so they
Oh,
just
no,
come in and
Amalekites.
They just went in and took Ziklag.
Yes.
And burned it down.
And burned it down. Mm-hmm. We like fire, if y'all don't realize that. and taking the women captives that were therein, they slew not any, either great or small, but carried them away and went on their way. So David and his men came to the city, and behold, it was burned with fire, and their women and their sons and their daughters were taken captives. Then David and
because remember, this is the place where
the Philistines said that you can have that land.
Basically, this is the Hebrews.
Yes.
Okay. We don't want them dead. We want them slaves. We want their women.
And this is I forgot that David went into
Ziklag.
Ziklag. All right. So it's about to be lit. Yeah. Then David and his people that were with him lifted up their voice and wept until they had no more power to weep. And David's two women were taken captive, Ahinoam, the Yisraelite, and Abigail, the woman of Nabal, from Carmel. That's her hood. And David was greatly distressed, for the people spoke of stoning him, because the soul of all the people were grieved, every man for his sons and for his daughters. But David encouraged himself in Yahuwah Eloheinu. And David said unto Abiathar, the priest, Achimelech's son, I pray you, bring me here the ephod. And Abiathar brought there the ephod to David. And David inquired of Yahuwah, saying, shall I pursue after this troop? Shall I overtake them? And he answered him, pursue, for you shall surely overtake them, and without fail recover all. So David went, he and the 600 men that were with him, and came to the brook Basor, where those that were left behind stayed. But David pursued, he and 400 men, for 200 abode behind, which were so faint that they could not go over the brook Basor.
Oh, so now he just got 400 men.
Mm-hmm.
No weaklings. Who's those 200 weak people? Let me stop.
And they found. Well, listen, she calling it what it is, right?
I'm like, my husband better not be nah. He better not. Well, give me their names.
I wish. Wait, baby, where were you in the fight? Oh, I had to stay back because I was too. You didn't tell me you didn't come to get me?
Well, you better jump on that horse and go.
He's like my stomach.
You know.
All right, verse 11. And they found a Egyptian in the field and brought him to David and gave him bread, and he did eat. And they made him drink water. And they gave him a piece of a cake of figs and 2 clusters of raisins. And when he had eaten, Ruach came again to him, for he had eaten no bread nor drunk any water 3 days and 3 nights. And David said unto him, to whom belong you? And where are you? And he said, I am a young man of Egypt, servant to an Amalekite. And Adonai left me because 3 days agone I fell sick. We made an invasion upon the south of Kerathaim, and upon the coast which belongs to Yehuda, and upon the south of Caleb. And we burned Ziklag with fire. And David said to him, can you bring me down to this company? And he said, swear 7 oaths unto me by Elohim that you will neither kill me, nor deliver me into the hand of my Adonai, and I will bring you down to this company. And when he had brought him down, behold, they were spread abroad upon all the earth, eating and drinking and dancing, because of all the great spoil they had taken out of the land of the Philistines and out of the land of Yehudah. And David smote them from the twilight evening, even unto the evening of the next day. And there escaped not one man of them, save 400 young men, which rode upon camels and fled. And David recovered all that the Amalekites had carried away. And David rescued his 2 women. And there was nothing lacking to them, neither small nor great, neither sons nor daughters, neither spoil nor anything that they had taken to them. David recovered all. And David took all the flocks, and the herds, which they drove before those other cattle, and said, "This is David's spoil."
Okay, so wait.
I like that young man. He said,
So first of all, the Amalekites ain't go invade Ziklag. So evidently one of them got sick and they said, "See ya." They left
him.
They left they own to die, basically.
Yeah.
Out in the wilderness just to die. You couldn't throw them on a horse, take them with you.
And they were like 6 feet.
Right. It was like, sorry, dude.
Listen,
You tired? Sorry.
I would have sang too. I would have made that covenant too. Listen, I tell you where they at. I tell you where they at.
Because they gave him some food and everything. My other person, sorry, dude. Nah.
I would have sang. Okay, I would have gave him all kinds of runs.
Yeah, he's like, I tell you where they at. I just swear you ain't gonna kill me,
or give me up to them.
Yep,
and then I'll serve you.
Yep. And they down there partying.
Yeah, having a good time.
Hey, we got they women. Hey, we got they stuff. Hey, and they ain't got nothing. Hey, we burned their city.
They didn't even know. See, they didn't know what time. They didn't understand the assignment.
They did not.
They did. But David did.
Got too happy.
He got the clear to go.
David took him down.
He said, "This is David's spoil." All right. And David came to the 200 men, which were so faint that they could not follow David, whom they had made also to abide at the brook of Besor. And they went forth to meet David and to meet the people that were with him. And when David came near to the people, he saluted them. Then answered all the wicked men and men of Baal, all those that went with David, and said, because they went not with us, we will not give them aught of the spoil that we have recovered, save to every man his woman and his children, that they may lead them away and depart.
They said they get their women and their children. That's it. No gold, no animals, no nothing. They get their women and their children because they was too fake. David saw right through them and said, "Y'all sons of Baal." That's what it was.
You not community minded.
Yeah, you wasn't faint.
You don't want to go through it.
You just did
reap the benefits.
Exactly.
There you go.
Because you probably didn't think they was gonna win. I mean, they only had 6 people. There's probably like, if we 200 drop out, they only gonna have 400.
You
ain't no way. Fail. Yes.
You
and they probably was gonna wait till they thought the war's over and then go hang out with the Philistines.
Yep.
Yeah, y'all wasn't that fake. They said, "You ain't fooling me."
Until you just missed the party. They got slain. The people, listen, they got slain, okay? Right. Okay, so we're on 30 verse 23. Then said David, "Ye shall not do so, my brethren. With that which Yahuwah has given us, who has preserved us and delivered the company that came against us into our hand, for who will hearken unto you in this matter? But as his part is that goes down to the battle, so shall his part be that tarries by the staff. They shall part alike." And it was so from that day forward that he made it a statute and an ordinance for Yasharel unto this day.
See what kind of king David is? He really is a king after Yahuwah's own heart. David said, "Nah, we ain't gonna do that to him." We did leave some of our stuff here. They guarded it. They still here. So you give them some stuff. Give them their women and their children, and get them some stuff too.
Yes. Yes. But no, Auntie, I was saying that in verse 16, it literally was a party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a party there.
They was having
the
a
bad
party.
people was having a party. Mm-hmm. That's why I said you missed the party part. All right, ready? Chapter 26. I'm lying on accident. Verse 26. I'm sorry. Yeah. And when David came to Ziklag, he sent of the spoil unto the elders of Yehudah, even to his friends, saying, behold, a present for you of the spoil of the enemies of Yehudah. Community minded. Giving
them their stuff back. He could have kept it.
Sure could have.
And they wouldn't know nothing about it.
They wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know nothing about it.
They wouldn't know. To them which were in Bethel, and to them which were in Ramoth Negev, and to them which were in Yet-Se'ed, and to them which were in Aroer, and to them which were in Siphmoth, and to them which were in Eshtemoa, and to them which were in Rakal, and to them which were in the cities of the Yakmet Elim, and to them which were in the cities of Canaim, and to them which were in Harmah, and to them which were in Kor Ashan, and to them which were in Athak, and to them which were in Havram, and to all the places where David himself and his men were wont to hunt.
That must have been a lot of stuff.
And he just handed it out like
giving it back.
You get this, and you get this, and you get this.
Because all that stuff was making David rich. He was like, I don't need it.
I don't need it. Because he knew who gave him the.
Yeah.
He knew.
He said, take y'all stuff back.
That's
here,
it.
You got it stolen here. Take it back.
Take it back. That's how y'all do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they got more than what was stolen.
Yeah.
31. Now the Philistines fought against Yasharel, and the men of Yasharel fled from before the Philistines, and fell down slain in Mount Gilboa. And the Philistines followed hard upon Shaul and upon his sons, and the Philistines slew Jehonathan and Avinadav and Malchishua, Shaul's son. And the battle went sore against Shaul, and the archers hit him, and he was sore wounded of the archers. Then said Shaul unto his armor bearer, draw your sword and thrust me through therewith, lest these uncircumcised come and thrust me through and abuse me. But his armor bearer would not, for he was sore afraid. Therefore Shaul took a sword and fell upon it. And when his armor bearer saw that Shaul was dead, he fell likewise upon the sword and died with him. So Shaul died, and his 3 sons, and his armor bearer, and all his men that same day together. And when the men of Yasharel that was on the other side of the valley, and they that were on the other side of the Jordan, saw that story time needed to end, it wouldn't have been a cliff. And
pimp slap.
I'll take it.
Look,
like you see it coming, but you
I really thought you was gonna finish.
I knew you all would have thought that I was gonna finish. She said, Lola said, we on the last chapter.
Right? Like 5 or something.
Auntie
more
Kim
verses.
said, it's the last chapter.
See how she do us?
Auntie Linda said, that's a cliff. That cliff, that cliff, that cliff.
Oh, that's just cool.
Yeah, but wait, there's more. Tomorrow. I'm very sad that Uncle Jonathan, who had the good heart,
Yeah.
But I'm starting to understand why all of them had to die.
Mhm.
And it's just as obvious as it is, because if you were so gullible to follow Saul, even though he was king, but he was still moving in the wrong
But if
spirit.
you're the people, you're saying Saul's son is the next to rule. In your mind, if you're not connected with Yah. Remember, some of them is acting up like Nabal.
Yeah.
And then some of them know what's up, like Abigail.
Yes, and that's what
So
I'm saying.
you
Like
got
these
this-
people on that side, they all died. But on the other side,
So he just took out the whole kingly line.
yes.
But
Yes.
y'all remember,
And Jonathan knew.
Yeah.
Y'all remember too, the witch told
Yeah.
when she pulled up that
She
spirit,
said it.
the spirit told them that he was gonna die the next day.
Yep.
And his sons.
Yep.
That's very true. But and it's so funny because Jonathan knew he wasn't gonna get that line. He knew.
But at least Jonathan on the right side of Sheol.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
did Samuel's spirit said that his son was gonna die? Yep. He sure did. And that's why he was rolling all over the ground, over the floor. That's why he was rolling all over the ground.
And plus, when Samuel told, this is when Samuel was alive, told Shaul, your line stops here. None of you, even if they had a leader, your sons are not taking his throne.
Absolutely.
Your sons are not taking his throne.
You tainted it.
Yeah. And Jonathan knew David was the next king.
Yeah, that's why remember he took it all off and handed it
to him. Said, "You're my king."
Yeah.
Basically, he already acknowledged David as king. So Jonathan probably would have been the only one maybe who wouldn't have went after the throne. We don't know too much about them too. Jonathan would definitely, but the people would have put Jonathan on that throne. Jonathan's the oldest.
Rightfully so.
The people would have been, no, Jonathan's the king. You ain't the king. Jonathan the king.
And remember, Shaul is the king that the people picked.
Yes.
So now David is the king that Yah picked.
He's the king after Yah's own heart.
Ooh, as you can see. As you can see. Auntie, you sitting there singing, huh? She said, tomorrow, more Torah, tomorrow.
Who's that, Linda?
Only a day away. I have to give you that vibrato from here. It came from here and up and out. Hope you felt that in your shondo. That was Auntie Shani.
Oh.
That was Auntie Shani. And I didn't even know that was the song, but we went with it, and it happened to be right. I know.
Okay.
I didn't know how it was going to fit more Torah tomorrow, but it worked. It worked. With that being said, y'all, thank y'all for rocking with us. And Auntie Jerry, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us today. We hope we can catch you again tomorrow. And it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
It's been a blessing.
Anybody with questions, keep them coming.
Just keep throwing them. Because we learn. I love when we can learn.
Yes. Because it makes us think too. Yeah.
With that being said, we bid you peace from our heart to yours, from our home to yours. Shalom.
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 No, don't go to McDonald's.
No, we love it.